Hi everyone, and welcome back to Makoto Kendo Club Dojo. So, continuing on the previous video, we will be showing, or I will be showing you a few exercises, to be exact 3 exercises within 3 sets, so in total 9 exercises, which you can do at your own home. So for these exercises, you will need just a couple of things, like a chair, you will need bottles, and you will need one specific item, which is a resistance band. So this is a rubber band, a big rubber band, which has different resistance. So you have from 5 kilos to 10 kilos, 15, 25, 35, etc. I will always emphasize in the beginning of each exercise which rubber bands or resistance bands am I using. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy the exercises. So let's start with the first set. So what is a set? We have 3 exercises which will repeat 3 times in a circle. So first one, second one, third one. A small break, and then again. So the first exercise will be a simple one, which are push-ups. But not simple push-ups like classic ones, but explosive push-ups. Why explosive? Because explosive push-ups are better for, let's say, Kendo practice, because they build, as it says, explosion. So what we need in Kendo is not so much to be strong physically, to be able to push a big man away from us, but we need to be explosive so that we can react with our arms. So this exercise basically hits 2 muscles in our body. The first one is the chest or the pectoral muscles, and the second one is the triceps. So we need to build explosive motions or explosive strength in our chest and triceps in order to be beneficial for Kendo. So how do we do this exercise? We first take a position. Now I will show you 2 variations. One variation is for some of you that cannot do this exercise at the beginning and don't want to do classic push-ups but still want to activate these muscles in the way that they should be activated. So I will show you 2 variations, the easier and the harder one. So the first one, you take your position with your knees on the floor and place your arms in front of your body, under your body actually. So you go down and you have an explosive motion upwards. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so in order for your knees not to slide back, you need to put something under your legs, like a carpet or a mat or tatami, whatever. The other variation is the classical position of the push up, and you just go down and explosive up. So this is the first exercise. Okay, let's move on to the second one. The second exercise will also be regarding your arms, but we want to hit the shoulders. So what we do is we want to strengthen our shoulder. So this motion is not explosive as the previous one, and also engages our chest muscle or the pectoral muscle. So what we will do this exercise slowly so that we engage it the right way, and we want to strengthen it. So it will still be sticking to the push-up, but it's a different variation. So what we will do, we will take the position of the push-up, but we will lift our hips up, and we will put our hands slightly in front of us, and if we can bring our feet as close as possible and keep them straight or a bit bent. And what we do, we just go down, back up, down, back up, down, back up. Notice how I'm doing a controlled motion. I'm not doing it explosively, going very fast down and very fast up. Going fast up is not the problem, but going fast down is. So what we want to do is slowly bring it down and slowly bring it up. Slowly bring it down, slowly bring it up. So in this exercise, we engage the front shoulder, which is very important for our lifting our shinai when we're doing the strike. And second of all, we are engaging the top part of our pectoral muscle, which is very important to be strong so that it holds the whole shoulder system. So this was the second exercise. Okay, now we move on to the third exercise in the first series. So the first series had 3 exercises. The first one with the push-up, explosive push-up. Second one with the push-up with your hips up. And the third one, this exercise, which is for the triceps. So we want to get a chair or small bench, whatever you have in your house. It shouldn't be too tall, but it shouldn't be too short. So this kind of, let's say, height is not ideal, but it's okay. It could be a little bit taller. So what we do is like we were going to sit down on the bench, but we place our arms on the side of our body and we put our feet in front of us. Now, this exercise, we can manage to make it harder or easier by putting the different position of our legs. So if we put our legs like this and we bend the knees, then it's a bit easier to do this exercise like this. But if we put them forward, it's a bit harder. So what we want to do is we straighten our body, we straighten our arms, and we go down and just push back up. So slowly we go down and fast push up. Slowly down, fast up. This way. Exhale on the way up. This way. If it's too hard, you bend your knees and you do the same. This was the third exercise. Okay, so now we are moving on to the second series of our exercises, of our training. So we have the second series, 3 exercises. This one will be devoted to our down part or our legs. So what we will be needing is, again, a bench or a chair of a certain height. And we will be needing now those rubber bands, which or resistance bands, which I talked about. But for the time being, now just focus on your bench. So what we will be doing is we place our chair or bench in front of us and we put one of our feet on it. We straighten the other one. And what we do is, let me just put a bit forward to me. So what we do is we lean towards our foot, which is, or leg, which is on our chair. But we don't let our knee cross our toes. So our foot should be fully on the chair and our knee is not passing our toes. And what we do, we lean forward and then we lift up with this leg. Boom. This way. Okay? Try to have a fast motion when lifting. So we lean forward and then fast. We go down. We lean forward and fast. We go down. Lean forward, fast, and go down. One thing I want you to try is not to push with your right leg or the leg which is down right now. So what we do is just lift with the leg which is on the chair. This way. Okay? Okay, you do this exercise with both legs. Okay, that's the first exercise. Okay, now we move over to the second exercise of our second series. So this one will be beneficial for, or we engage our hip muscles, which, as you can all presume, are very important for our, let's say, strikes, because as all the senseis say, the strike is not done with the hands, but with the lower part of the body, with the legs and the hips. So one of the exercises which we can do is we take a resistance band. This one has a resistance of 25 kilos, or this one has the resistance of 35 kilos, but you have different ones. Now, find the ones which are best for you. Maybe for some of you, 35 is a little small, and for some of you it's too much. So try to find what suits you best. So what we will do, we will enter this resistance band, and we will go down into Seiza, this way. We want to make it stretch a bit, so not too much, but a bit. And what we do, we place our hands in front of us, or we can place them in the way like we are holding a shinai. And what we do, we raise our hips and stay on our knees, this way. Boom. Okay? So, 1. Breathe out when you're up. 2. Breathe out. You can combine this exercise with a shinai. So if we take a shinai, we hold it, and what we do, we raise it up when we're down, and when we strike, we go up with the hips. Boom. This way. Okay? if you don't use the shinai, you can still do the motion with your arms, just like I did now. Okay, so that's the second exercise. Okay, so now we move on to the third exercise, our second set. So this exercise is similar to the first exercise we did, but it's a different variation and engages the muscles differently. So it doesn't matter if we engage the same muscle in one step, but it's very important to engage it differently in a different motion. So the third exercise is a simple one. You know it, you've probably done it, but with a little bit of an upgrade. So what we do is we take normal standing position, we put our arms on the hips or we let them loose. So what we do a step in front of us. We notice that my knee is not overlapping my toes. So I'm making a 90-degree angle with my leg. So I go down, and what I do, I bring myself up with a fast motion and bring the other leg, which is now back, up this way. Boom. And I go back and return. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Bam. That way. 2. Up. Bam. Go back to the other leg. Notice how I'm breathing out 4 times every time I'm having finishing a certain part of the exercise. Okay, so this was the third exercise. Okay, and now we move on to the third set of our practice, which concludes with 3 exercises. But these 3 exercises will not be exercises, classical exercises. So these are more of let's call them stretching exercises. These are very specific ones because we do not use these exercises too often. I didn't use them. And we as Kendo players, or people who practice Kendo, it's very important to be using this to try to activate and stretch these muscles as much as possible. We're talking about the forearm muscle. Now, at the beginning of the training, we all do, simple stretches like this, or this. You've probably seen these ones. But I really hope that you've seen these exercises that I will show you now. And I hope that some of you, or all of you, used them before. So, the way we should stretch our forearm muscles, which is very important for our Kendo, our martial art, is in the following way. So, we take the seiza position, and the first exercise we take and place our fingers towards our knees, and we slowly bring back our body. So we are making like a small movement, and we are stretching it bit by bit. So at the beginning of the practice, you should do it like this. If you want to stretch after your practice, you should just go back and keep that position for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, okay? So at the beginning of the practice, we have small movements. We're gauging it bit by bit, and at the end of the practice, we just hold the position for 20 to 30 seconds. So that's the first exercise. Second exercise, we place our hand, or palm, like this on the floor, and we place the other one this way. And what we do, if you can see, we twist our elbow on the inside, like this. We try to keep our palm, right palm in this exercise right now, from moving away from the ground. So we press with our left hand the right palm on the floor, and we twist our elbow. If you do the stretch right, you should feel it stretching here and here. So we are stretching the forearm muscles. So we don't want to lift our palm and our wrist from the floor. We want it to keep it on the floor as much as possible. That's why this arm is here for. So we twist and we keep it a bit and we bring back. Twist and bring back. We do the same with the other arm. So I really hope that this kind of exercise you will feel the stretch here and here. Very important. And the third exercise is we put our fists down on the floor, and we keep our thumbs like this, if you can see. So we don't keep them inside, we keep them on the outside. And what we do, we place the thumbs on the outside while we put the fists on the floor. And what we do, we rotate and we lean on the thumbs, just a bit. And then we bring back our body. Again, lean and bring back our body. You should be feeling the stretch here. So you can also do this exercise by just pulling like this, but don't pull too much because you'll feel the pain here, which means that you're pulling your tendons. So what you want to do is just slightly pull it and keep it there. You should feel it here, not here. If you feel it here, that's bad. So just a bit, like this. And you close your fist, there we go. You do it with the second arm. So these 3 stretching exercises you can do if you're doing this before you do your suburi, which will be very good. And at the end, when you finish, you do them the same way, except you keep the position for 20 to 30 seconds. I really hope that you enjoyed these 3 sets of 3 exercises. Now, each of these sets, I didn't talk about how many times you should do it. My advice to you is to try each exercise and see what is your maximum capacity to do it. So my presumption is that you will be doing more in the first sets and less in the following ones. You should do 3 to 4 sets at a time. So if you have a first set, of 3 exercises, you do 1, 2, 3. You make a break, which is around 2 to 3 minutes, and then again 1, 2, 3, and then again you make a break and you finish with the last one. Or if you're doing 4 sets, you do 4 times. So you should try. My advice to you, maybe you can do about 10 to 15 repetitions of each exercise, depending on the difficulty, or less. So try to do these exercises minimum 10 and maximum 15. If 10 is too much for you, lower it, don't be ashamed. And again, you're in your home, so no one's watching. This is only for you. So I really hope that you like them. I really hope that the advice I'm giving you will be beneficial to you. And I hope that you will feel good after these exercises. Again, I want to repeat and I want to say stay safe, stay in your homes, stay healthy. Minimize the contact with others. Don't be touching your face like I am right now. But don't worry, I cleaned this whole place. And please keep on practicing. Kendo is still there. See you next time.